when we had last left Magdalene? She went around town, greeting all sorts of people, new and old, but it was a wild time. People had died, people had been born and grown, and people had moved. It was really something. The convent was still kind of barely going, in a sense, not really directly under the same Benedictine folks, but these new Poor Clares, I think it was. And also there was about to be a big mural regarding the revolt a while back that would be painted and constructed at the Rathaus, and involved none other than Magdalene's father, Klaus. However, there was a bit of a minor dispute, and so Magdalene was thrown into the middle of it all. This is Pentiment. Welcome back. Alright, let's see what Klaus is still doing. Oh, he's just saying hello. Fair enough. Alright, let's head on down. Good, good, good. Alright, over here. No. Alright. Should we look outside? I guess we could look outside real quick. Yeah, not that there's really much of a reason to. Okay, sure. As far as we know, at least. Let's sleep. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Go to sleep. Oh, do you think we'll have a dream? Do you think Magdalene has, like, her own kind of mind palace or whatever? I wonder. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, what the fuck? The murder! Oh! Dad? Dad! Magdalene. Dad! Hang on, I'm coming. Oh my god, it happened already! The fucking note! Jesus Christ! Oh my god! Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Oh no, wait, this is Magdalene saying it. My bad, my bad. Sorry, I'm so distraught I wasn't even reading. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Stoltz. Try not to move, Dad. Magdalene, it's not safe. Whoever attacked me. This wound is too deep for me to take care of on my own. We need Dr. Stoltz. I can't carry you across town, Dad. I won't be long, I swear. Please, just hold on. Please just hold on. Magdalene, be careful. I will. I'll be right back, I promise. Jeez, dude. Right here in his own fucking home? While she was sleeping? Oh my god. Whoa, he survived? Holy shit. Do you know why anyone would want to attack you, Klaus? No. Maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them. Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, Jorg. You saw the workshop. Somebody was looking for something. A burglar in Tassing? That's preposterous. Well, if it wasn't an attack, what was it? Enough. It was a deliberate blow to the head. Unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not. No. As I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. Fuck yes, Klaus. It's a grave injury, Magdalene. It's a grave injury. Magdalene, you'll need to help take care of your father. Of course! Klaus has a strong head, but the killer, if it is the same killer, they have aged, right? They're not quite as capable as they used to be at killing someone, especially someone with, like, a fucking skull made of adamantium. I will. Whatever I need to do. Obviously. I will. Whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now. Klaus, you absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Klaus, your health comes first. Anyway, we haven't even been able to agree on what the mural should be. Indeed. It might be best to abandon the entire idea. With respect, Father Thomas, you're not on this council. Yes, just offering an opinion. I can paint the mural. Dun dun dun. What? Max, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? Holy shit. I've been painting since before I could walk. You don't think I'm good enough? I'm old enough to run the print shop by myself, and Dad trusts me to illustrate the books. Isn't that enough? I'm older than Oates, and he's on the town council, and he doesn't even do anything. Oh, here we go. Some negotiation. Let's skip this debate. We all know I'm capable of doing this myself. Dad knows I'm capable. Fuck it. Hell yeah. Reactivity. Ellipses. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with a lot of you. Klaus! If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. I'll never do any work for this council again. Ellipses. All right. I say we let her. It doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. All right, Magdalene. You can do it. But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, all right? Of course. Fine, but I'm taking Dad's ideas into account. Well, we'll figure it out. Thanks, Magdalene. Rest up, Klaus. I'll do my best, Jorg. Magdalene, just a moment. Yes, what is it? Your father is lucid right now, but his injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. Oh, shit. I know the injury is severe, Werner. I saw the blood. What are you saying? Magdalene, there is damage to his brain. Ellipses. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a few months left. But he's not going to survive. No. There has to be something you can do. Can't we take him to see a surgeon? Say nothing. Can't we take him to see a surgeon? No. He can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could, I don't think the finest Italian surgeons would know how to deal with trauma like this. Oh my God! So, he's just going to die. And there's nothing I can do about it. You can make him comfortable, and you can enjoy the time you have left. But time will run out before long. Ellipses. Oh my God. Fuck. Oh my God. Oh, I feel like this is something that a whole lot of people inevitably go through at some point with regards to an elder loved one, direct parent or otherwise. All right. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or... God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing, from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tassing's history, the pagan tribes and the Romans. Then I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey and Tassing's saints. Right, but we need, remember, the book from the beginning of the fucking game. There is some incomplete history that we don't fully know or understand. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the librarian Kearsarge had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now, while I'm thinking about it. Convincing the council. Alright, fucking A, let's go. I didn't think it would happen already. Holy fuck. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Kearsarge knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said she became the abbess of a convent in... It's not Bologna, it's Bologna, I think, right? Folks wrote in how to say it, but I forgot. Mother Illuminata? Yes. At Santa Margherita. I should write to her. Let's click on that. A small town in the Republic of Genoa, along the coast of the Ligurian Sea. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita, formerly Prioress of Kearsarge Abbey. Huh. Okay. Oh, should we write in formerly Prioress, formerly Librarian? Or none of it? Let's go with formerly Librarian. Because that seems also relevant. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Kearsarge. I'm the daughter of Klaus Drucker, Magdalene. We are printers from Tassing. Man, so who the fuck could it be that's doing the killings? Because clearly the sisters are gone. Or are they? What if they didn't actually leave? What if they're not actually there? No way. Who else could it be, though? It can't have been Lucky. He's gone. Old Smokey was ruled out. Who the fuck could it be? Maybe it's an unknown character. Right? Maybe it's a character that we don't know. Right? Maybe it's less of a whodunit and more of a someone is in hiding, right? Sort of perpetuating this all upon the folks who live here. It's not someone we've ever come into contact with. Huh. Okay. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Kearsarge. I'm the daughter of Klaus Drucker, Magdalene. We're printers from Tassing. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Kearsarge. Let's say that. You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I'm writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rathaus. It's going to tell the history of our community, and of Kearsarge as well. This is so fascinating as well, because if it is Illuminata, who is the killer, and somehow she's not... Like, I feel like we're making quite the reach here, though, you know? Like, what are the chances that she is not actually there, you know? I feel like this kind of a... Alright. Here's the gambit, right? Do we think that there could be... that Andreas and Illuminata could both be gone? Or do we think that's something that they just pull once? Or maybe Illuminata got Andreas and saved him, right? And Andreas was only presumed dead. Yeah, maybe Illuminata or someone else rescued Andreas, and it was like they worked together or whatever in the last minute. Maybe that's it? Fuck, I wonder. All right. But it is really wild. Like, if it does end up being that Illuminata was the thread puller, it's wild that Magdalene is writing to the suspect, the prime suspect. Anyway. It's going to tell the history of our community and of Kearsarge as well. We have only legends and folklore, since, of course, all of Kearsarge's books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town, when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. It's gonna be so fucking, like, I'm gonna shit my pants if it turns out that it was Illuminati the whole time, and that was, like, my first truly wild crackpot theory, right? I'm pretty sure me pointing the finger at Illuminata was my very first wild-ass theory in this playthrough. So it's gonna be pretty fucking wild if it does turn out to have been her, and if it does, I'm going to shit my pants. Alright. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. My father's always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the sisters after the fire. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the library and its books. My father always spoke highly of your piety and intellect. If you would not mind a personal question, it was hard to return to Italy after being... Was it hard to return to Italy after being here for so many years? Huh. Let's pose a question that may also prompt a response, right? I feel like that's a good thing, to pose a very clear question in our writing, aside from the one that we want answered most, right? Let's go with that. Our circumstances are not that similar, but I wonder if I could ever leave this place. Oh my god! Italy! Rome! Roman Empire! Illuminata! Ties to being a Roman! Holy shit! Is this the first time that we've ever learned that Illuminata was originally in Italy? What if Illuminata is from Tassing? When it was, like, her, well, not her herself, obviously, but, like, has family and all of that from here. And that's why we could never find out, via the Historiae Tassing, or whatever it was, about the area and all of that. Andreas never got to look at the book, right? What if in that it revealed that she had family here and all of that? And that's why she would care so much about trying to protect the town. Dude, I feel like it is really, truly all come together. You know? I feel like... Like, part of me wants to be contrarian to my own major idea that it is Illuminata who is the thread puller. Right? Part of me is like, surely it can't be. Surely I have not figured this out from like, Act 1. Right? So I want to, like, keep second-guessing and, like, throwing out other ideas. But right now, it is really seeming like it's Illuminata, right? Anyway, sorry. Our circumstances are not that similar, but I wonder if I could ever leave this place. And if so, how it would feel. Keep well. God bless you. Thank you again. God bless you. Magdalene. Right to Mother Illuminata. If I want to finish the mural before Christmas, I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and get as much rest as I can. Oh yeah, of course we've blown through this whole fucking day. Right? Upper Drucker House. Man. Even wilder, the whole, like, picture above her desk and everything. It's gonna be like family that have all died. 2/3 of which she didn't really even know. Magdalene. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No. I'm fine. You go on. Alright. I'll come back and check on you later. Man, oh man. Alright. Dude, it's gotta be Illuminata, right? Oh, we can't even go outside. Okay. Gotcha. Like, it's gotta be, right? Why else would there have been all that, like, on a metatextual level, why else would there have been so much exposition on Illuminata and her character for it to not go, like, in much of any place, and for her to not be someone that we can directly point a finger at for any of the anything, right? And we don't even get to regularly interact, right? There's so much suspicious about the way in which the character, or the player character, interacts with Illuminata, that it seems like Illuminata, on a metatextual level, is revealed to be the most suspicious of everyone, you know? And just as well, we've now found out so much shit about, since fucking Act 1, stuff that makes it plausible that it is Illuminata, the thread puller. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Go to sleep. I'm curious how they've pulled it all off. Maybe Sister Gertrude is also getting stuff for them. Right? Maybe Sister Gertrude is working in oh my god! Yo! What the fuck? Holy shit! Oh my god, that was wild. That was scary. Holy shit. What a fucking amazing way to subvert the player's expectations with that little bit there, right? What an incredible way to use, right, to like use a similar mechanic, right? Already it's changed a little bit and you're not quite familiar with it, and then it does that. Oh my god, that's so cool. That's such a fun way of like utilizing part of the game's like own mechanics and like exposition to deliver meaning, right? Once again, it's similar to it's a very similar sort of way in which we described earlier, how in games, in a lot of narrative games, they'll deliver extra meaning and information to the player by way of making choices available, where it's like, oh, these are all multiple choices that you can pick to say, and all of them are true. And although one of them, most players probably will not pick. However, it gives you a whole lot of meaning to a scene, right? It almost feels like, I don't know, like the mechanics of the game and sort of like presentation of the game working in consort with the storytelling in a way, you know? Anyway, the Reichspostman. Ah, Mistress Druckerin, I have a few letters here addressed to you. Thank you. From Esther and maybe Illuminata? Take care now. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the speedy delivery. Oh. Whoa, what is this? Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Whoa! Mistress Druckerin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both. as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kearsaw's books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Maler managed to save some from the flames. God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Man, maybe she's not! Fuck, maybe she's not! Ah! I don't fucking know! Who's the thread puller? Unless this is a fake out, because it's just Magdalene envisioning her, or is this actually her? It might actually be her, and it's someone else. Who the fuck could it be? Maybe it's, like I said, maybe it's a character we just don't know, right? Okay. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kearsaw, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassing, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I'd forgotten about it until now, because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassing shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior Ferenc took it from the Baron after the murder. Ferenc had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. My Klaus Haberle, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book has wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that it was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. Yo, Prior Matthew is still alive! Appointed official in a monastery responsible for maintaining the sacristy, where vestments and objects used in ceremonies are kept. The sacristan is also often the treasurer. I think we'd read that before. I've not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. Holy fuck, the Archdeacon? Once a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, Sion became the capital of Valais when the canton joined the Swiss Confederacy following the Swabian War in 1499. He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name, Fauchigny So. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before snow covers Valais. A canton in the Swiss Alps, Valais became an associate member of the Swiss Confederation in 1529. Regarding your question about returning to Italy, it was leaving Kearsaw that was difficult. What happened during the revolt was a tragedy, both for the hateful violence and the destruction of our community. Perhaps Kearsaw should not have continued as it had for so long. Time caught up with us in the end. Only God is eternal. Snow will come soon to Bologna, not like it did at Kearsaw, but it will remind me of better days. I must take comfort that wherever this frail body may be, As long as the Lord is with me, I'm home. Maybe it's not her. I really don't think it's her now. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margarita. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house, after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match, too. There's a young man at the synagogue, Simon, who caught my eye. His father is a doctor, and his brothers have all gone to university as well. I'd quite like to marry him. Aww. Anyway, I hope this Oates fellow and his mother don't give you too much trouble. You really ought to give men a chance, Magdalene. They can be quite sweet. At least, the ones in the city here are. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see when it is finished. Blessings, Esther. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. Yeah, we gotta write a little Dear Esther, you know what I'm saying? We gotta write a little Dear Esther, huh? Hey, you like that? I never played it. I heard it was quite good. I never played it, though. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling?
Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment.
Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth.
No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to?
I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Huh.
Mother Illuminata, Magdalene.
Right, yes. Mother Illuminata. Fine. Mother Illuminata.
Young Krautzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruins out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Il Peter's always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too.
Man, I can't believe Il Peter is alive. I love that, like, Tassing just so happens to, like, house the world's oldest man.
I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him.
Huh. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad. I can hardly understand him these days, but it's worth asking. But he's so mean. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad.
Of course, Magda. It's nice to feel useful, even if I am stuck here in bed.
Nonsense. I'm just glad you're awake.
You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip.
He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something. Isn't he a bit eccentric? He's always been kind to me.
You may hear something worth your while, at any rate.
I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before. The salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind.
Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research.
You always said that's what good artists do, Dad.
Be careful, all right? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't always know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two.
Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. They don't have brains enough to keep out of trouble. I do. That's what happens when you name your kids after pagan gods instead of saints, I guess. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful.
Good. I still need you to run the press for a little longer, after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, all right? We still have a household to run.
Don't worry. I'll get everything done. I'll get to them, Dad. Sigh frustratedly. Don't worry. I'll get everything done.
That's my girl.
I'd better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad.
Good luck, Magdalene.
Do we have a timer? We don't. At least not yet. Okay. Sure. Right, yeah, we have quite a few leads. Yeah. She also thought I should write to Matthew. I do want to write to Matthew as well. Huh. Maybe this is just like a part of the game where like we're not on a timer and we get like all the answers have a chance to come to light. Everything that we didn't have time for because we were on such a like tight schedule. All right. Let's see. Where should we go first? I guess we can check our map as well. And it should say, like, yeah, objectives or investigations, yeah. Okay. Sure. Where should we go first? Maybe we go check on Old Smoky, right? Or you know what? Let's go through the fucking woods. Let's go look at the ruins and whatnot. Okay. Let's go over to the mill and check that out. Hey, Paul. Oh. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think I'm off to start the first part of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tassing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. What sort of mural are you creating, Magdalene? I believe Klaus was planning on a fresco. Well, I'll start with the intonatio and then paint the fresco over it, so that I have a clear consistency. There's a few different techniques, but I think that a fresco suits the Rathaus wall best. Why? Is the council planning to interfere with how I mix my paints? I'll start with the intonatio and then paint the fresco over it, so that I have a clear consistency. Ah, I see. Do you have enough plaster? The Rathaus wall is so large. I was worried it wouldn't stay wet for long. Since when did the town miller know so much about art? It's
been an interest of mine since childhood, but my father disapproved. After my mother and I left Tassing, we stayed with our family for a few months before we heard what happened. Your father's friend, Andreas, he encouraged me to draw. While we were away, I studied in my uncle's library. I've collected books about various art styles since we returned.
I had no idea, Paul. Why didn't you want to paint the mural yourself? I can't imagine what I would have done if Dad didn't let me learn how to print and paint. That sounds like it was a difficult time to live through. I had no idea, Paul. Why didn't you want to paint the mural yourself? I'm not nearly as skilled as you or your father. I know I had my doubts about you taking on the project, Magdalene, but you're the most skilled artist in Tassing. After your father, of course. Well, anyway, I'm glad the mural is going well. Forgive my son questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. Right. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Is the council working on something new? I didn't think council work was all that serious in such a small town. Maybe you should take some time off from the council, Paul. Yeah, maybe you should take time off. And let Jorg, Werner, and Baltus run the town on their own? Christ, can you imagine? They'd be at each other's throats within a day. It took us 3 weeks to agree to institute yearly maintenance checks on every home in Tassing. The ideas had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. New ideas always face some kind of opposition. I don't think you should let that stop you. I can understand the utility of the proposition, but it might feel like a nuisance. I can't imagine why. I'd certainly love it if my neighbors nose their way into my house every year. New ideas always face some kind of opposition. I don't think you should let that stop you. Thank you, Magdalene. I understand the hesitation. Folk like to look after their own homes, their own land. But this would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. Oh, is Agnes still around? And Gret too? We need to go see them. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I had better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Man, Paul turned out pretty good, all things considered, huh? Had a fucking rough time growing up. Bad shit with his fucking piece of shit father, right? But still, despite everything, Paul seems like a really kind person. Let's see. Let's go in here. Anyone in here? Part of me was expecting to see else there. Nope. Hey, look, some drawings. Oh. I don't think I remember those being, like, taped or whatever would be. Okay. Let's see. Oh, can I not actually access the ruins anymore? Oh, I might not be able to. At least not from this area. Right? Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, we definitely know another area where we can get to ruins, right? Okay. Before I forget, I want to go try and check on Agnes and Gret. Okay. Let's continue over here. Town Commons. Let's see. Don't want to talk to all of them just yet. Oh, is it actually the center town? I guess so. Yeah, the bakery for sure. I can smell the anise. Oh, look, there's a child hiding back here. I can smell the anise on the breeze. It reminds me of when I was little. Oh.
Dad always bought anise cakes from Gret to help soothe my stomach when I was ill. Are we going to buy a cake too? Or ask for one? Hey, you. Shh, Mag, I'm hiding. Okay. I think the little kid, Ulrich or whatever, looks like really both of the parents, right? Has like the more physical parts of Ulrich, but has like the kinder looking demeanor of Gret, you know? Which, of course, isn't to say that Ulrich wasn't a kind person. He just had a, like we said before, he had like a very, like uncharacteristic almost look about him. Hey, Gret. Magdalene, darling. Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. Oh, I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. Right. Oh, what a sweet idea. Any special occasion? Aren't you worried about spoiling them? That's a very sweet idea. I had some spare time today, and I like to stay busy. The soul of the diligent shall be made rich, after all. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. I'm sure he's rejoicing with all the saints in heaven, Gret. I did. Oh my god, that's really fucking sad. Oh my gosh. I'm like getting choked up over that, of all things. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. Alright. Fuck me. That I don't know why that really got me so fucking bad. Wow, fuck. I did always think it was strange that your daughter married the son of the man who killed your husband. I'm sorry that his sacrifice was what was needed to bring your families together. Huh. I mean, the son is very different from the fucking Miller, right? I'm sure he's rejoicing with all the saints in heaven, Gret. I do hope so. He was never much for emotional displays, but I still remember his joy when Anna was born. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always such a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. Oh my god, I'm like blinking back the tears for real. This is probably the closest. This conversation of everything, I think because I'm so familiar with all the characters, and I do love them a lot, like these characters especially. These are probably some of my favorites in the town. I don't, like my personal favorites at least. So I kind of want to see the best for them despite like the tragedy and everything. And maybe that's why it's like getting to me the most out of everything. Fuck. Okay. He's built this town back up from what it was. And Else dotes on those children more than I do. She's certainly come a long way from the meek woman I met. Really? She seems so kind, though. I can't imagine her as anything else. Well, I think not having to live with Leonard helps. I can't imagine her as anything else. Well, Leonard was a hard man to live with. He had a firm hand. You wouldn't know it by how she and Paul are. The kindest souls you'll ever meet. I've been chatting too long. My does need tending. Please, excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret. Until later. Oh my gosh! Good lord, that was so fucking lovely. Oh my gosh.
All right. Let's head out of here. Oh. This is who you are. Of course, Croft. Hey, Magdalene. Check over here. I wonder if Agnes still helps with childbirths. I guess maybe if there's no one else to do it. Hey, Agnes. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still, Croft is out there, working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works a stone, but not always sure he has his mind set on it. He's working hard to mend the holes his father made in Tassing. Masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then to repair things. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then to repair things. That they do. Lucky always harped on about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life hard work and reputation matter the most. Croft has taken that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household despite what's happened in the past few decades. Well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. Are Werner's not enough? I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. I know it won't save him, but I still want to try everything I can. Dr. Stoltz has been less than reliable. I still want to try everything I can. Maybe it's Dr. Stoltz who did it, but we don't really have much of a motive for Stoltz to be the thread puller. You know? At least not yet. But I still want to try everything I can. Every little bit helps, I understand. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene. Take care. Cool. So we should probably check back then? At a later day? Or a later hour? Alright. Sounds good. Okay, well, I guess when next we come back, we'll continue poking around town. We now have leads on finding information out. I'd very much be down for this final act just being like a lot of information coming to light around mysteries that were touched on in the first two acts, you know? I don't know. I'm very curious about who the thread puller will be. I kind of hope that it's someone that we know, but it may just be, it may end up being a situation where it's not so much important the identity of them, right? Ultimately, it may be one, like a mystery, not to allude to any other mysteries we may have ever solved, but it may be more important not the person who has done it, but more so their thinking or whatever, right? That may be more of the important takeaway there. I guess we'll find out. All right, until next time, please take care of each other.